Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon, sir. Shall I start?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, good afternoon, all of you. Hope all of you are fine. So, last section we have discussed about the stored procedure in MySQL. So, the syntax of stored procedures and how to drop the stored procedures and how to call the stored procedures, everything we just discussed. And today's section we will discuss about the control structures which are used in the MySQL. Okay, so let us go to the section. So, conditional statements and loops in MySQL stored procedures. So in today's section, we will discuss about what are the conditional statements used in MySQL and what is the syntax of using that conditional statement. Then also, what are the looping statements in MySQL stored procedures, and what is the syntax of using each and every loop statements, and also some examples. We will illustrate about some examples of these conditional and looping statements also. First of all of you are aware about in all the programming languages or any software, there will be a set of control structures including conditional and loop statements. And almost the working and everything is similar, and the syntax only will vary. So we will give importance to the what is the syntax of writing the conditional and looping statements in MySQL, even though I will discuss about the working also. So here the conditional statements is categorized into if statement and a case statement. And in the if statement, there are three categories of if statements. That is what we call the simple if, that is if then. We are giving importance to the true part. Then next, if then else statement is there. We will tell a condition. After that, true means we have to do a set of a single statement or a group of statement. If the condition is false, we will go for the else statement or false statement. Then if then else if then else statement. That means it consists of a group of or multiple decision is done in the group or range of decisions are happened in this if then else last if category of statement. Then case statement is for multi-branching or multiple decision branching statement. And also the one difference in the case statement is here it says exists as a simple case and a searched case also. So usually in case, if you are going for C language and all, case means it is for a particular value of a variable. So suppose if a variable is having the value 1, then other else 2, 3 like that, it is having a set of values. So we cannot tell a range of values in the C programming and all. So same as that, here there is a little bit difference. So here it exists as a simple case and a searched case. That means simple case means same as the C language. You can use a group of values 1, 2, 3 like that you can tell instead of the range of values. Searched case means a little bit syntax difference will be there, and you can use range of values in this searched case. Okay, that. So we will go in detail about the if statements. So all of you are aware about the working of the if statement. So this is simple if statement. So how the working is from the flow chart. I have just prepared a flow chart for you. From this, it is very clear that you are coming to a condition. First, you are checking a condition. If the condition is true, the statement block or statement block will be executed. After that, it will comes to the next statement. It can be end or any other set of statements. Then false means then afterwards it will directly come to the next statement. So true. So here if condition, here comes the condition, that is expression. Then true means whatever written here that will be executed. Then comes to the out of, or a next statement means it can be a stop or other statements. So here you can write a statement X. So it will come after the end if statement. Then if the condition is false means directly it will come to the last statement X. Okay. Done. So for the illustration, for the example, just we will take one table, same table I have discussed you in the previous class also, that is student table. Just once again, you go through the structure of that student table. It is having the fields ID, name, mark 1, mark 2, mark 3, the 3 subjects marks, then total mark and average mark. In the previous stored procedure, we have entered the ID, name, mark 1, mark 2, mark 3, 3 mark details entered, and using the stored procedure calculated, we have calculated the total mark and the average. So anyway, now the structure of the table is like this. Structure is like that and the content is like this. So ID is there, name is there, the marks for 3 subjects are there, and total mark also I calculated, and average mark. So using this example, I will illustrate the if statement. So I am trying to find the result of a student using the if statement. So whether the student is pass or fail. So how we can tell the student is pass or fail? It's not only depending on the average value. It depends on the mark of each subject. So I am setting a limit. The pass mark is 40. So for each subject, the student have to acquire 40 marks. So for each subject, he is getting 40 and above marks, he will be passed. Otherwise, fail. Okay, so that is the condition. So let us see the program. So I am implementing this using a stored procedure. So first already I told what is the use of delimiter, because inside the program we are using the semicolons for executing other statements, queries. So it will be get confused by the termination of the statements. So we have to change the delimiter, that is the termination character. So I am setting other than semicolon, I set it to double slash. Okay, then create procedure. It is a syntax for creating the procedure. Create procedure. What's the name of the procedure? Get result. And here I am using the parameters. One in parameter and one out parameter is there. These also clear to you. Last section I have discussed it to you. It means you are getting an argument from the shell or the command line. Then you are passing a value from this stored procedure to the shell or command line also. Okay, so here what you are getting as in argument, the roll number of a student you are getting as a argument in a parameter, and you are determining the result of the trainee and you are passing it as an out argument. Okay, so then you just begin. All of you know that the procedure will be written inside the begin enter, then declare the variables M1, M2, M3, because I have to get the value from the database and store it in a variable, local variable, and using that variable I am going for the conditions using the conditional statements. So I declared M1, M2, M3, and both three variables can be declared within a single statement using this syntax M1, M2, M3 into default 0. So the default value is initialized to 0. Then I am going for the database. I am getting the values from the database according to the condition roll number. So when you are calling the procedure, you will pass the roll number. So roll number in our table, what is the field? It is ID. Okay, ID, remember the fields, then only you will be understand that ID, then name, mark 1, mark 2, mark 3, total, average. These are the field names. And here the variables are M1, M2, M3. Okay, select mark 1, mark 2, mark 3, 3 marks from the table into the variables M1, M2, M3. Then remember one more thing, how you will use the select into syntax. Okay, select into syntax, how you will use, first you have to tell select which are the fields from the table, so that you have to separate by comma, mark 1, mark 2, mark 3 into M1, respectively you have to tell. Then mark 1 will be set to M1, mark 2 will be set to M2, and mark 3 will be set to M3. from the table. And what's the condition? I am setting the roll number. So where ID is equal to what roll number I am passing to. Each student data I have to get that roll number. ID is equal to roll number. That is a condition. So now your respective student or which roll number you passed, that student details will be in M1, M2, M3. Okay, then I am going to apply the condition. If M1 greater than equal to 40, first mark he passed, whether he got the pass mark for the first year. And is the logical operator combining more than one conditions. So A and D, here it is using A and D instead of symbol. Here you have to use A and D, just like Visual Basic and all. Then M2 greater than equal to 40 and third M3 greater than or equal to 40. If he is having 40 or more than 40 marks for all the subject, then set that result, that is the out parameter, equals pass. Okay, so then next end if. Okay. So then here I am giving only importance to what for passing. Other else it will get as a null. Okay. So let us go for the execution of this one. So I will copy this. So I will share the shell to you. So already I have started or initiated my MySQL server. It is running. So I will enter to the shell using the command MySQL -u root. So nothing password, nothing I set. So no need to set the password. You will see what are the databases there. Show databases. Okay, so same way last time I am going for CSA, use CSA. Okay, and show the tables, show tables. So which are the tables? Two tables are only there. We will go for proceed with the student. So I am going to show the content, select star from student. Okay, so we will go for the condition. So we are going for checking the condition. So we will take two cases. So let you see the first one, ID 111. So it's Adira and check the marks 88, 95, 100. So all are greater than or equal to 40. So it has to be passed. Then see here, third, second 222 ID 2222. That is Anu. She's having only 30 marks for one subject. So she have to get a pass, won't get it. Okay, so it will be what is the default value, that will be, because here I am only discussing about the simple if statement. So default I am going to consider it as null. Okay, that. So just I copied that. I am copying that procedure to here. Once again, you can see I set the delimiter. Create procedure. What's the procedure name? Get result. Then roll number. Everything same. I explained you. That's copied. That's only. Now the execution is okay. I set the delimiter back to the semicolon also. Otherwise, when we are giving the command and giving semicolon, it won't accept it. It will take the delimiter as double slash only. So you have to set the delimiter to semicolon. Okay. Then we will go for the execution. How to execute the procedure? Call. What is the procedure name? Get result. And see what are the things I have to pass here. Roll number and a variable also. Variable means this variable value have to be set inside the procedure. So we can use it as a section variable. Section variable means throughout the section that value will be retained. So just I am going for 111, comma. Any section variable you can pass, same name or different name also, no issue. Okay. So what happens? It will be now the 111 is passed. So the roll number will be 111. So the person's ID whose ID is 111, his details will be assigned to M1, M2 and M3. And he check the condition. If it is passed means Already we have seen for the 1, 1, 1, all the cases are pass. All the cases are pass. Okay, so we have to get it as pass. Let us see. So the value where it will be in the result. So we have to display the value of result. Select what is the section variable? Result. Here I used result. So see here result pass. Suppose any heading if you want to customize means you can use as result. Okay, now it comes a result pass. Okay, so other I think it is 2 to 2. We will go for that execution also. Result. Then again I am going to display that. So it is null because if you want you can initially set it as fail, no issue, but here only I am giving importance for pass. So default only I told to set it as a pass. So otherwise it will show the default value. It is a string. Okay, so you have seen it is a string. So here it is result varchar of 15 because it's pass fail means we can set varchar only because it's a string or a text. It will be default value will be assigned as null. So this if is clear to you. Okay. So again, I will go back to the PPT. Next control structure. Okay, now it's clear to you. Next if then else. All of you know about the working of if then else. So we will give importance to both true and false. So true means it will do one set of programs or statements. If it is false means it goes for the other set of statements. So condition true means statements one block and statement false. Condition false means it will go for the statement block 2. So here also same, if condition true means these statements whichever in then this inside it will work, then false means it will go for the else statements. Then you have to quit the program. It can be a statement X or if. So here comes two cases are there, not simple if true part and false part is also explained. Okay. Then same thing here we can go for pass and fail. Okay, so what difference we can see is in the previous case where it comes null, it have to become as fail. That's only the difference. The same program. Okay, if M1 greater than or equal to 40 and M2 greater than or equal to 40 and M3 greater than or equal to 40, then set is equal to result is equal to set result equals to pass. Other else set results equals to fail. So give importance to the syntax. That's only here. Okay, working and all is clear to you already because you are aware about all the control structures in different programming languages. So let us see what's the execution of this. I will copy these. I will share the shell again to you. Okay, let me copy it. Okay. Success. Go through once again. Create program. What is only the difference? I given the name different. Same name if you are giving means already the procedure is existing. So I given a little bit change. Get underscore result I have given. Same thing. Okay. So difference is only if else is assigned. So there comes the default null. Here we have to get it as a but a fail. Pass means pass. Otherwise it have to be got as fail. So let us go for the same execution. So I will type it. It's better. Call. What is the function? Get underscore result. Then what are the arguments? Same argument we can pass 111. Variable you can give different or same also. It will be sharing the same location. That's only. So call double L is one L is more. Okay. Who is the successor? So I have to see the result name. So what happens now? So you passed 1-1, same thing working. Only the thing is 1-1 means we have to get pass. One more thing we discussed, it's 2-2-2. So for that case, you have to get to fail. That's only the difference. You'll see it. Okay. Select. what's the variable? Select a result. Okay. So it is pass. So next we will go through. It will be, you have to pass. I think it's 2. Then let us see the result. Here go the fail. Okay. So instead of null, now it comes a fail. So if and else also work. Okay, clear. That. Next. Okay. Next, if then else if else, that is group or set of conditions you have to check it. So I taken the example for determine the grade of a student. So grade pattern we can set in any manner. So here I am going to give some conditions just like depending on the average value, average percentage. So percentage is greater than or 90 or greater than 90 means it will be outstanding. Then after that means it will be excellent, very good, like that. Lot of grade we can set. So group of decisions or group of conditions have to be followed in the case of this if then else if. So let us discuss the syntax. Go for the syntax. If condition, then you have to write the statements. Then else if, that is the syntax here. Okay, instead of putting brace or opening the else, just like C programming, here the difference is you have to write the else statement as else if, then write the next condition. First condition not satisfying, what is the else condition that you have to write? The condition again you have to repeat here. That means group of condition is occurring there. Then next you have to write the corresponding statement to that one. Then again it will continue, it's n times it will continue. That is it can be first condition, it can be else if to second condition, like that n conditions you can do. And finally if any options or condition is not satisfying, then you can go for the default statement, like that. You can go for else also. If the conditions is not satisfying in the above cases, it will execute in the else statement. Okay. So these are the conditions. The working is goes like from this flow chart. The working will be clear to you. So the entry is coming. First condition checking. True means it have to do some set of operations and come to statement X. Else it will go for the other condition. Then that condition true enough. So it will execute the statement X. After that it comes to the statement X. Then again false means other condition. So any one of the condition will be getting true and coming to here. Okay. So I'm going for a to get the grade of a particular student. I have to get the grade of a particular student from here. So here are conditions I am giving, just you can go through. So here what I am going to do is one more thing you have to listen here. Average means from the average alone we cannot tell that the student is outstanding performance or excellent performance. We can't tell, because if a student having more marks, 3 subjects are having. For us, there are 3 subjects. So for the 3 subjects or 2 subjects, the student is scoring more marks, and for 1 subject he is having less mark, even though he is failed. So that condition we have to check it prior. Whether he have passed for each and every subject, then only go for the grading concept. So one additional condition I have checked outside using the if else statement, that is if the mark 1 is greater than or equal to 40 and mark 2 greater than or equal to 40 and mark 3 M3 here variables are here aware about data 40, then only we are going for the average decisions or conditions. So here additional thing is same thing M1, M2, M3 is required and it is default as 0. And what are the in and out argument? Only the difference is in is same. Roll number I am passing to the function. Then next here stored procedure. Then here what difference is, instead of result I have to get the grade. Same procedure but itself same step. Instead of result it is grade and it's a character variable. Okay, then next declare M1, M2, M3 into default 0. Then declare here additionality, so you have to get the average also. So average double. Why? Because average, when you are going for the division, their floating point values or decimal point values will occur. So you have to give it as double, and just precision set the 5, 2. then default is 0.0. Then select mark 1, mark 2, mark 3. I am getting additionally what also? Average also. Average into mark 1, mark 2, mark 3 and average from student where ID is equal to roll number. Okay, then what I additional checking, what I told it is executed here. Checked here if each subject, you have to check whether the student is passed for each subject. That is additional condition here. If M1 greater than or equal to 40 and M2 greater than or equal to 40 and M3 greater than or equal to 40, then only we are going for the else if statements. If average greater than or equal to 90, his grade will be outstanding. Average greater than else if. Other else, you have to check. Other else only it will go. Then greater than or equal to 80 means grade is equal to excellent. Then greater than or equal to 70 means very good. Continuing. Greater than or equal to 60 means good. Greater than or equal to 50 average. 40 below average. Then need improvement. After else it needs improvement means failed. Same as failed. Then this need improvement means if he didn't pass for any one of the subject, other 2 marks he got a pass mark, but one subject or anything failed means again I set one condition grade is equal to need improvement. Okay, so let us go for the execution of this one. I will share the shell for you. Okay, copied it. Okay, this success. Go through same only. What is the case? Outer condition is there. Then I am going for the sequence of conditions. Okay, so let us see. So before that, I will show the content once again. From student. Here, you see, 1 he is having first itself. I told here it is only all the having the pass mark. So here the 94 means we have to get outstanding. Then other else in this case 222 it have to be get a need improvement. Let us see what's the output. What is our function name? It's a get grade. Get grade. So it is called get grade of same. I'm passing the roll number, then grade. Variable any name you can give. Let us see. Okay. So now the grade have to be in grade variable. So I am displaying that selected. Let us see what it is coming. Grade. So it is outstanding. For first student, it is outstanding. So we will go for the second. So let us see the output of that variable. So it is need improvement because she got only one subject 30 marks only. So she is under the fail category, that is need improvement category. That I said as a need improvement. Okay. So this is the working. So the thing what you have to know is how to use the if else statement. Okay. Now it is clear to you. So once again, I will share the PPT to you. Okay. So it's clear to you. Next comes the case statement. Case statement, it is syntax is like this, case value. So what is the variable name? So you are setting the group of conditions in which variable that you have to set as a case value. That's a variable name. Then when, which value. So for this, if it is a variable, this variable holds what values? That is when value. You have to tell when which value is there. Then do some statements. Okay. Then when again the state, what is the approaching or preceding or using after the case is here when. Here you have to use when. Okay. Case, that variable name, then you have to use when in this case to mention the value. Okay, when the value 1, then you have to do some statements. When the value 2, you have to do other statement, etc. So it goes as a etc. n value. When value n you can tell. Then if as a default value, it is optional. That's why here square bracket. You can tell the last default value also, else statements. Then finally case indicates. Okay, the flowchart and all same as that of if else if statement, group of multiple conditions there. So no need of the again representing the flow diagram. So it will be same as of else if ladder format. Okay. So go through the syntax once again. Case value, when, then value, then when the first value, then statements, when the second value, then statements, then like that, etc. Then else default statement required, you can go for the default statement. Then end the case. Okay. Then I told you just about one more searched case statement. Let us see what is the difference here itself. So here comes a case. See what's the difference here? Its comparison will be easy by going through. Here case value is required. Instead of that, here case value is not required. Instead of that, when after that you can tell the search condition, there is a particular value. Variable you are mentioning first, then the particular value is only mentioning here. So instead of that, here you can tell case, nothing else here. When you can tell condition, group of greater than or equal to 60, greater than or equal to 80, like that condition you can tell, or more than one conditions you can combine. That's the difference between these two cases. Okay, so group of cases or range of values also can be mentioned, and a single value at a time also can be mentioned in the case statements. So both cases, simple case and a searched case are existing in the MySQL. Okay. Same comes here, then statement, else statement, then in case. Only the difference is there comes case variable name, then that value. Instead of there, here variable name not required, you can tell the conditions, more than one conditions or group or range of values also can be mentioned. So we will go for the case execution. I will share the shell to you. Okay. Just I copied it. Program is success. See what it is. So what is the program here? So you are getting the same roll number and returning the grade. Same else if same program only I have done. Instead of that else if ladder, I used the grade. And one more thing you have to go through here is a grade. Just first I am going for execution of a set of values. That is, for example, I am planning to check the conditions 10, 9, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, like that. I am going to check the condition. So for that, one change I have made here is that average I have to reduce, or the value is reduced within the value of 0 to 10. Instead of 0 to 100, I reduced the value from 0 to 10 by dividing by 10. Okay, so what I am doing is I am finding the index by the formula average by 10. So maximum average is 100. Okay, average means the 100. So 100 by percentage will be 100 by 10 means maximum 10. Okay, so here comes the range from index value will only be range from 0 to 10. So according to that 0 to 10, I am going to set the values. So let us see. Suppose for example, one student mark is 100. So then full marks or 90, he got 90 is the average. Then what happens? 90 by 10, it becomes 9. So index carries 9. So this condition, it have to be satisfied when 9, then set grade equals outstanding. So here 10 and 9 comes in both the outstanding case only. Okay. So other else excellent. 7 means very good. So once again you go through one line by line. So declare the variables. Only the thing is additionally I have declared INDX index. Okay. One variable I have introduced the local variable. Then average. Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, same statement average I got from the database and stored in the M1, M2, M3 and average for whose roll number I have passed. Then set index is equal to average by 10. That is only additional thing I have done here because I have to limit the group or set of values. Otherwise 0 to 100 single value means not possible. Lot of values will come. So I have reduced the value from 0 to 100 to 0 to 10. Okay, so for that only I have done index equals average by 10. So M1 greater than equal to 40. So here also I have to check whether each student got the pass mark. Then next, if it is so, then is index. Index will be whatever the value ranging from 0 to 10. So 10 means outstanding, 9 means also outstanding. Then 8 comes 8, 80.1, 80.2, 80.3, like that everything 88, everything will comes under what case 8 case. Okay, then grade equals excellent, 7 very good, 6 good, 5 average, 4 below average, same thing. Then else set, if it is not coming under these and all, it have to be set to the grade as a need improvement. That means same as the fail. Okay. So this is this statement is the else of this statement. If she's not getting the minimum mark for any one of the subject, then again I set it to need improvement. Okay. So let us see the execution. What is the function name? Function name is get underscore grade. Okay. Call. So 111. Same result only we will get because I changed the statements. Grade now. Okay, execution is success. Let us see what is coming. So I will print the value, select, grade. So first student we have seen it is outstanding. He is having more marks. It is outstanding, and I think it's for 2 only. It is less mark. Let us see what's coming for that case. So it is need improvement. So like that it will go. So you have to give importance to the execution of that case statement. How the case statement syntax is occurring. Okay. So once again I will share the PPT to you. So once again you go through case index when 10 9 8 7 6 5 4. And let I will show you that syntax of the second searched case also. So here comes what difference. So see here case, here no need to mention index. Instead of I am telling when index equals 10, or you can give greater than or equal to 10 also you can give that you can try yourself that is greater than or equal to 10 then. And one more statement I will discuss it, leave like that one statement is there. If no need to execute for the other cases means you can quit from that case also using leave statement. Later I will discuss about it, leave. Okay, you have to write a leave, leave semicolon, then it will quit from there, not go for the other conditions also. Okay, so range of values also can be written like this here, greater than, here equal to only, just a sample only I have written, you can try it. Here greater than or equal to 10 also will work. Okay, next. So these are the things. Next we will go for the loops. Okay, so all of you are aware about the loop statements. Loop statement means it will check a condition. First of all, according to a condition, a group of statements or a list of statements are executing. Okay, so how to execute a list of statements repeatedly based on a condition. It will check a condition, and according to that condition, if the condition is true, it will execute the set of statements. then again it will go some increment or something will be there. It will goes to the condition once again. The condition is again comes true. It will go for repeated execution of the statements coming under the body of the loop. That is called a loop. A group of number of times repeated execution of a group of statements based on a condition. So here in MySQL there exists a while loop and a repeat loop. Okay. So let us see what's the working or syntax of this while loop and a repeat loop. Before that, loop also is there. So general loop statement. So how the general loop is working is its syntax is begin label. If you want, you can set a label just like ABC or any labels can be set. Then you can write a loop statement. From the loop statement, it can be identified that some looping or repeated execution has to be done by this statement list. Then last end loop, and if required, you can mention the end label also. Okay, then okay, that is the working. It will be clear with the help of an example. For other example, for no grade, just here I am taking the example just like to generate a calendar. My example is to generate a calendar. For that, I created a table named calendar. Okay, and it is having some automatic ID generation is there. So no need of importance for that ID. Then next full date, one date I am giving and extracting the day, month, quarter. Quarter means in which quarter that date is coming. That is from January to March, it will be first quarter. Then next comes the next 3 months will come in the second quarter, like that. 4 quarters will be there in a year. So like that, which quarter it comes, that have to be extracted, and the year also. So I will input a date. From that date, the day, month, quarter, and year will be separated and stored in a table. Okay, so for that I created a table here. So this is the sample I am taking for the loop execution based on a database. Okay. This is the database. Calendar is the table used for that database. Once again, the full date I am going to give a date, and from that date, the day, month, quarter, and year will be separated. Okay. The next comes the syntax of using the loop statement with the leave statement. I already told a leave can be used for multiple users. Multiple users are there. So you can quit from a case statement. If one statement is executed, you can leave from there. You can quit from a loop. Okay, just the same as that of the break statement in C and all. The break statement, same as that the break statement. To exit from the iteration or to exit from the loop, we are using the leave statement. So that syntax also shown here, same as, only the difference is inside the loop, end loop, you are checking a condition, and according to the condition is coming out. Because in this syntax it will be get confused because only loop is mentioned when it will come back. Okay, so here the condition is a loop, in loop. Inside that lot of statements will be there, and if the condition, any particular condition reaching that condition, it will quit the loop. For that, leave statement is used. Remember, leave, then you, if required, you can give a label. That's not must. You can give a label, otherwise it will leave the exit the loop. Okay. Okay, so here one more procedure I am using, that is, I told you, when I am giving a date, that date's day, month, quarter, then year, everything have to be inserted to a table. For that, one insert calendar procedure also I am introducing to you. Just go through that. Create procedure, insert calendar. I am inserting a date, then insert into calendars. Calendar is table name. Then full date, what is the date I have given, and day, month, quarter, year. So what are the values I am going to insert? Full date, because ID I am not inserting. ID is automatically generating. That's why insert syntax, we have to mention the fields. Full date, first data I am giving is full date. Then second day, day of that, then month of that, quarter of that, year of that, then values from where you will get date, DT, I am passing it. Then extractors, I told you I am only passing the date. From that date, they have to be extracted. So extract day from that date. Then next, extract. What extract is a function to extract the corresponding things. Month from that date. Extract quarter from that date. Extract year from that date. So only my input is the DT date. Okay, so it will extract all the things, other things, and inserting to the table using the insert command. So this is the procedure for this insert calendar. We will go for execution. Before that, we will introduce this also. This is the working of the example for the loop, end loop. So let you see, create a procedure, load calendars, and start date I will give. I will give the starting date. So for example, today's date I am giving. And also I will tell how much length, how much data increment I required. So 15 days date I have to generate. I am going to generate a calendar. Okay, according to my requirement. 15 days means 15 days calendar from starting from today's date. So from 9 to 15 days, there will be there. 5 days means only 5 days. Like that it will go. Okay. Then begin counter into default one. Counter means some checking will be there. 15 is my limit, means I have to check whether it is reaching 15 or not. So that is the counter. So counter is set to 1. And I given the date. That date is the start date. Start date means I have given the initial date. So that is will be DT. DT means the value passed to the other procedure, that is insert calendar procedure. Then call. So here see label I have given. What is the label name? ABC loop. Call. So continuous execution is insert calendar. So first date to be inserted, second date to be inserted, third 15, like that means up to 15 date have to be inserted. That 15 times that have to be processed, the data to be inserted to the calendar. Okay, then counter is equal to counter plus 1. Set DT equals date add off. So because automatically the date function automatically don't add. So for adding the date, so you have seen the structure that here the full date is date type. Date type we cannot add plus date is equal to date plus 1. We have to add like this. Date underscore add is the function to add the date. How to add? The date is DT, what I am passing. Then interval 1 day. It will increment by 1 day. Okay, 2 days means 2 days, like that you can give. Okay, then if the condition here is if counter is greater than day, then leave ABC. Okay, so if when it becomes greater than the day, that have to be leaved. So more than when it is becoming 16, it have to be quit the loop. That is the condition. So for a loop end loop, there must be a condition like this. Otherwise, it cannot quit the loop. So that is the condition here. If counter greater than day, then leave. Leave is the statement to exit the loop. Leave ABC means this loop it will exit. Okay, so just simply I have given the label. That's only. So let me go for the execution of this. First, I have to execute the insert calendar procedure. So I will copy this. I will share the shell to you. Okay, execution is okay. So what is this? This is to already the table I have created, and I am going to insert the date to the one date and how many increments required, that to the table. Okay, so this procedure is to insert that. Insert query is written in this table. Okay, then next one more procedure is there. So the second procedure is the controlling. So this is only this insert calendar is only inserting one date. Only one date in inserted at a time. And this load calendars is to control how many dates. 15 means 15 times that values, that date have to be incremented and inserted. Okay, so it's clear to you. So insert here, the first function is to insert one date at a time according to this. This insert date calendar is called inside the which function called load calendars. So load calendars calls the function insert calendar according to the condition. These load calendars decides whether to insert or not. Okay, then because condition is controlled here. Okay, so let us see. Both the execution is correct. So I am going to load the calendars. Call load calendars DARS calendars. Okay, it matches with the name and the start date. I have to give a start date. Default is taking like this in this order. So today's date I am planning to give 02025. Default the date is taking us year, month, day. So 09. So I given today's date, comma, how many increment, how many, after that, how many entries are required. For example, I am giving 10. Okay. Okay, so success. Let us see the table. Select star from, what is our table name? Calendars. You can see the table. Insert into where? Calendars. Okay, calendars. See? Okay, 09 5 2020 up to that this much dates are added to the table. Okay, dates are added to the table. Okay. So this is the program for that. So here we have to make clear the working of loop. That is the important thing here. So one interesting example I taken for this only. That is for inserting the a calendar to a table. Okay. So here importance you have to give for the execution of the loop. So once again we will go for that syntax. So go through. Here it is a loop, then end loop. Inside that, one condition have to be given and control it by using this. Okay. So next comes the while. So first one is loop statement alone. Next comes while and repeat. While means it will check a condition. If the condition is true, the set of statements will be executed. A group of statements will be executed. True, then some incrementing will be done. Again goes for the condition. Condition is again true means the statement is again it will repeat. And when the condition becomes false, it will stop the process. That is while loop statement. And next one more repeat statement is there. I will compare, then it will be easy for you. Here comes the reverse operation. If first the statement list will be done and the condition is false means it will repeat the statements. And when the condition becomes true, it will stop. So in the case of while statement, if the condition true, the loop is continuing. And when the condition becomes false, it will comes to the stop or statement X. But in the case of next repeat statement means, repeat loop means, it is the reverse process. If the condition is false, the loop will execute continuously, repeatedly execute. And when it becomes true, it will stop the process. So just opposite to while. The repeat works just opposite to while. Okay, so let us see. Same program itself I taken for illustration. Just go for the syntax while, condition, do, end while. So you have to write the repeating statement inside do. In the loop there is no do and all. Only loop, end loop, then condition you are checking. So here it will be while and repeating statement end while. So here comes the condition. So while you have to write the condition. Condition true means whatever the statement inside the do, after the do it will execute and end while. If you require, you can give the label. It's not a must, it is optional. Label is optional. Okay. So go for the same thing only, same example only I am taking. I am going to insert the date to a table. Okay, so that date, same way it will be executing 15 days. Yeah, or 10 days, whatever you are giving according to the starting date, it will insert the values. Okay. So here where comes the while statement, while condition counter less than or equal to day. Counter means starting is 1. I am giving day means how many date. So 15 or 10 or 5, like that it will check the 1 less than or equal to 5. Then it will insert. Then 2 less than or equal to, it will increment here. Counter will increment. Then 2 less than or equal to 5. So up to 5 it will work. And when becomes 6, it will quit the loop. So condition true, then it will work. False, it will quit the loop. So other else nothing is there. Only the working of while you just clear it. Otherwise the same procedure. So we will go for the execution of this. I will share the shell to you. So already that insert calendar is already procedure is existing there, and before okay, so here comes means already we have inserted the date from 9:15. So we will change the date because duplicate values cannot be entered. So we will go for the other date. So we will execute that as you see what is the function name, procedure name, load calendars. So load underscore calendars. So we will give a date 2025. Then we can go for some 20 something. Okay, then 5 days I am 5 increments I am planning. Okay, it's success. Let us see the table. Select star from calendars. Okay, so earlier value it was there. Here from 20 onwards I added now, because earlier I have executed one same table only, it is inserting up to 18 already added. So now it comes 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 5 values extra added. Okay, so while loop also worked. Okay, so here you have to give importance to the working of that while loop. Okay, the next comes the repeat loop. So repeat, I already told you, when the condition is false, the loop will be executed. When the condition false true, it will stop the process. Opposite of repeat. So how the condition have to be given, we will see. But it's a syntax repeat instead of while repeat. Then your condition is coming last. So see the flow chart. First no condition, first statement list, then comes the search condition and false. So repeat statement until search, then end repeat, repeat, end repeat. Inside that until is also using. Until working means it have to be worked for the false situation. When true means it have to come outside. So here comes condition is given down. Last the condition is down. Condition is reversed. Have you noticed the condition is reversed? There we have given less than or equal to, and here the condition is counter greater than day. Okay, because it is the reverse process. So what is the condition given there? It's opposite have to be given here. Then only you will get the same result. So we will go for the execution of this one. I will copy that. This is success. So once again I have to work. Same thing. What is the function name? Call load underscore calendar. Then date, I will set a date 05. Then 20, 25 up to something I have given. So let us go for 28. Okay, 28. Then I am only planning for 2 dates. Okay, so let us see what's the content of the table. Select star from what is the calendars. Okay, see 28 and 29 inserted. Okay, so this is the working, it's successful. Then I will share once again the PPT for you. So what comes here? It comes, I will share it. So see here, repeat, write the statements first of all, then until, then give the condition. Remember, repeat is working for false conditions repeatedly. Then when true, it is coming outside in repeat. Okay, so this is the thing. And leave statements, syntaxes. I already discussed this to you. Leave a label. The syntax is leave. You can give a label, and leave can be used for different purposes, just like within a sub procedure. You can use leave statement according to a condition. Leave SP is the label here. And in the loop also you can use leave statement. Already we have discussed the use of leave statement. And inside the repeat also you can use the leave statement. Okay, so like that, leave statement can be used in the different statements. This is a supporting statement used inside the loop, and like that, leave iterate statement is also existing here. Iterate same as that of continue. Continue in the C and all. Continue means it will skip the following statements and continue the iteration, continue the looping. Condition. Leave means quit or exit the loop. Iteration means continue the iteration. It's following what statements are there that it will skip and continue the looping process. That is the use of iterative statement. Like that, leave and iterate statement is a supporting statement used inside the loop. So today's section we have discussed about the conditional or control structures which are used in the MySQL stored procedure. So in that we have discussed about if statement and case statement, different types of if statements, its syntax and examples, and the case statement. The case statement is simple case is there and searched case also existing there. And the loop statements, normal loop can be used, while loop and repeat loop also supported by MySQL stored procedures. So I hope all of you have understood this section with the examples and all. Okay, thank you. Any queries you can go through? Any doubts, you can message me, chat me. Just PPT asking by some of them. Okay.